Okay, hello. I hope everyone is doing good. Today we're going to be continuing with our Donkey Kong Country 2 adventures. I have Blue Archive on the back. We can go to the raids, we can do Wakamo and Binah. Torment attempts, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth trying, especially Wakamo, it's nearly impossible, so maybe we could attempt Binah, but yeah, like it's gonna depend on what people wanna see. And yeah, let's keep going at it. I've been waiting for this actually. It's been a while, and next week I'm not going to be able to stream because there is family matters to attend, but I will be streaming on the 21st to talk about the anniversary stream and all that stuff, but next week I will not be streaming. Another thing I wanted to touch on a little bit, it's now that Moe has been announced, I'm wondering like what is she gonna do? Because I feel like she's going to be a little bit like Swimsuit Shiroko, and in the sense not on character wise but her banner. Swimsuit Shiroko was live for 1 week, she was not limited, and after that we got the pre-fest banners, so my guess would be that we're going to get Moe for a week, then we're going to go to the pre-fest banners. During the pre-fest banners we're going to get the live stream for the anniversary, which is on the 21st. We're going to get the announcement for the anniversary character, and then we're going to get the a little bit like of a look to what's coming after the anniversary, which is going to be probably either continuing with the Hakyako story or continuing with the Abydos story. But with how much stuff they have been doing around the Abydos story, I think that's gonna be next. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water, 1 second. I'm doing really good. I was looking forward to today's stream. Next week sadly I will not be able to stream because I have family matters to attend, but I will be streaming on the 21st after the anniversary stream. So how are you feeling about Moe? Do you like her? Are you going to save up for her when she comes to global? Like, what's your feeling about her? Me personally, I like her a lot. I think she's super funny, but I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna skip her. I'm gonna save, because after her, like I think she's gonna be like for a week, and after her we are going to get the pre-fest banners, and I have a strong feeling that it's gonna be Arius. Are we gonna get this? Oh, for anniversary, are we gonna get the stream? The live stream or post live stream? I will be streaming post live stream because I have to do the video summary of the live stream, which usually takes me like 4 hours to do, like between editing and everything. Like I do most of the stuff while the JP live stream is going on. Like I take all the screenshots, I record the video and all of that, and I also write like the schedule so I can put everything in order, but it's not easy to do it everything at the same time, so I think that's why I take a little bit longer to publish. But yeah, if the stream lasts for like 2 hours, I usually take like 1 hour or 2 hours after that to finish editing and doing everything. Only the rabbit the only rabbit I really like is Miyako, so I'm not interested. Well, that's fair. Like, Miyako is super cute. She's my favorite rabbit. I like Moe because she's like really funny. But yeah, like my favorite rabbit is Miyako. Saki is funny, but I don't know, like she has that personality that feels like serious dumb. I don't know, it's just the archetype of her personality is not like too charming to put it in a way. But yeah, like I'm really hoping that we get Arius for the preface banners, which should happen on the 17th. Yeah, like she's funny, but she doesn't have something that when I say charming, I don't mean it in like in a romantic way or anything. I mean it like, you know, a character can be charming in different ways, you know, like something that makes them catch your eye or like make you like, you know, get a preference for the character. We have to get Arius, they need the spotlight. Yeah, exactly. Also, like, if they don't do it after putting them in the PV, it would be so sad. But I really feel it's gonna happen. It's gonna be the 10-day banners. Hello, welcome. I hope Miyu has a revenge against Bully's arc. Stop bullying her. Oh yeah, like Miyu is one of those characters that she feels like so how to say it, like inoffensive, like on that hand, how are you you know, the Fox Squad, take this with a big grain of salt, guys, but the Fox Squad, I feel like it's more likely to happen this year than I previously thought. So the JP community sometimes says stuff just to say it, but sometimes they're into something. And one day, browsing around the JP community stuff, like in Twitter and other sites, I saw a lot of people saying like, start saving now because Fox Platoon is coming this year, like, and a lot of people was like very adamant that it was going to happen. And it could be copium, but at the same time, I don't know, it feels likely. And like, before Mika released, even though it was a little bit obvious, but the JP community was saying that Mika is coming, and there were not even leaks about Mika, as far as I know. There could have been, but I didn't know anything about Mika before Mika came out. But the JP community was into it, like, right away. And now they are saying start saving now because Fox Platoon this year and stuff like that. It's like, is it real? Is it not? I don't know. To be honest, it takes all 4 volumes of chapter 3 for them to get released. Yeah. Also, like, the other thing about the JP community being into something is that I have never seen the JP community being deluded, saying like, oh, we're getting Seiya for summer. That's something that I see a lot in the global community, but the JP community is not saying that. And I feel like the JP community copes a lot less than the global community, and that's why when they go into stuff like that, I feel like they might be into something. Yeah, I feel like when the JP community says stuff, the chance for it to happen is not 100%, but it's like 60%, maybe between 50 and 70%. Like, they have been into stuff like that. I don't know how they do it. I don't know, maybe it's Fox Squad is rough for me because if they release, I need to get all 4 release. Yeah, like the Fox Squad is, I like the characters, I like the design and everything, and I would like to get them all. And I hope they are a little bit like the Rabbit Squad in the sense that the Rabbit Squad do not have skills that require the other members to be in, but their kits work together. Like the summer SRT is really cohesive. Give me the JP Crystal Ball. Yeah, I wish I had it too. Like, I don't know how they do it. That's why you don't like Arius characters. Oh, because they require to be together. Yeah, like I want them to be cohesive, but not like you have to play them together. So yeah, like I feel like the Fox Platoon will be like really cohesive in that regard. They will play like a unit without needing to be all together. That's how I feel about them. And yeah, like I don't know, like JP community sometimes says stuff, and I feel like I don't know if it's the devs giving them, listening to them or something, but sometimes it's just like, how do they do this? Yukino is also very unpopular, but all it takes is a Miyako arc for her to skyrocket. All four have good designs. Yeah, I don't know, you know, like Nico, it's stupidly popular. I think she's like the only one that is really popular from the Fox Platoon. But you see, like the SRT arc, it's really incomplete right now. I don't know if it's gonna continue, and if it does, it would be dumb to not release the Fox Platoon. Also, we have like models of the Fox Platoon, like animations and everything inside the game. Like half of the job is done already. Yeah, mainly because she had the most spotlight. Yeah, well, she's the leader. Like Yukino is the leader, so if she's the bad guy, she will get unpopular. If she's the good guy, she will get popular. I think the next chapter is going to be focused on the Fox, since they are also SRT. Yeah, like the Fox Squad, it's supposed to be like the elite of the SRT. So yeah, like it would make sense. It would make sense that they actually be the main plot of an arc, to be honest. They also defeated Wakamo in the past. Yeah, true. Honestly, they threw in chapter 2. Yeah, I also feel like that. Like in the end, I was not satisfied with how chapter 2 finished. I felt like there was something else to give, you know? But like I said, JP community is really mysterious sometimes, so I wanna believe they are into something. Maybe I'm coping because I want the Fox Platoon to be playable, but I want to believe they are into something. It's too fast, and honestly, Kaya isn't good enough of a villain. I don't like Kaya as a villain either. Like, I don't know. Kaya is a weird character for me. I just don't like Kaya. Let's try it out. Like, I feel from the villains we have had, Kaya is like the weakest one, like character wise. Not, I don't mean like power wise, because we don't know how strong she actually is, but her character just feels weak to me. I don't like Kaya. Like, Rio was really good as a villain, and she also got like a good redemption arc. Like, but Kaya feels like her motives are not strong. She's just envious. Like, it's boring as a motive. It's too fast. Yeah. We finished the stage. Perfect. Volume 2 had Rio, Volume 3 had Arius, Mika and Beatrix. Versus Volume 4 that only having Kaya and the Foxes were barely enemies. Yeah, that's true. Like, Mika and Arius, like, Mika was never a villain. She had that perception of herself, but it's also a matter of optics, because if you see it from the optics of the Arius squad, Mika was the villain and she was incredible. Like it was really terrifying to go against Mika. So she was a good, yeah, that's the word. Mika was more like an antagonist for a short time, but she was intimidating for a while. Yeah, exactly. Like just the intimidation power of Mika was like, okay, she is like the perfect antagonist for this part of the story. And I never felt with Kaya like she's like, oh wow, like I wanna know more. I don't know, Kaya never caught my eye. But I don't know, the foxes, for example, they feel like I like them because they are flawed characters. They are an elite, but they are also very flawed. And having characters with flaws is always really cool. Kaya is just a goofball, not even smart like Ryo. Yeah, like we don't know enough about Kaya to say how smart, strong, or anything she is. The problem is that the character building they did for Kaya up until now has been very weak. We have not gotten too much about her, so it's hard to gauge like, oh, is Kaya like really this much of a bad guy, you know? Like it doesn't feel complete to me. Ah, crap. I actually needed the second monkey. I'm gonna suicide. I think she will be redeemed eventually, but her villain arc was not great. Yeah, me too. What I hope is that the next arc of the Hakiako story goes more deeply into the Spider Lady. I always forget her name. Like, she's so cool, her design is amazing. But I always forget her freaking name. If anyone can remember the name of the Spider Lady, it would be amazing. She isn't defeated, right? No, Kaya is not defeated. I think she's just doing her own thing. She's out there. Yeah, Kusunoha has a lot of potential, but the Spider Lady, what's her name? Like the one that is like over Kusunoha, you know? The real villain. I mean Shuro, not Kusunoha, Shuro. Shuro was like, she's a grunt. She was a really bad grunt. I mean, she was a good villain for the arc, but she's not the main villain, you know? It's the Spider Lady. And Shuro is a subordinate to the Spider Lady. What's her name? Kokuriko. Thank you, pal. That's the name. I really want to know more about her. Like, her design is amazing. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Gintama, but there is a character called Tsukuyo, and she reminds me of Tsukuyo, with the pipe and the kimono. Like, the style is very similar, and I like that eerie air that she has around her. Kokuriko has also a death count. Already, if you know who's dead. Has a death count already, if you know who's dead. I don't know. Am I missing something? Because I read the full story when it came to Global, but it was a while ago, so I may be forgetting something. But I really want to know more about her. If what you told me true... Oh, you mean that? Yeah. Like, yeah, Ayame is dust. She's worse than that. She's dust. Yeah. I thought you meant like Kokuriko is gonna die. Like, she's on a timer to die. I thought that was you meant, but yeah, like Ayame is there is no chance for Ayame to ever come back. But yeah, like I really want to know more about that story. Like Hakiako's story has been my favorite, and I cannot wait to have more, but I think we're stuck with Abydos, which is not a bad story, but I don't know, I have never been too much of a fan of the Abydos characters. Who do you think will be chosen one for the new anniversary banner? If we're talking about the summer anniversary banner, so the 3.5, I think it's gonna be Mika or Saori. If we're talking about the 4th anniversary, I feel like it's either going to be Seiya or Nagusa. I think Abydos is the weakest story. I don't know. A lot of people love the Abydos story. I'm personally not a fan, but it's because I'm not really too much of a fan of the characters. But I don't know if I would say it's the weakest. Right now, I don't know. But yeah, like Abydos story to me is not that interesting. Crap. Ball 2 also isn't great, but Ryo and Toki carries. Yeah, like Ryo and Toki are great characters. They are really great characters. The best part about Toki and Ryo is that they are like... Ryo is a villain, but without the bad intentions. She's trying to do something good, but she's doing it in a Machiavellic way. She's doing everything that she needs to do the good, what she thinks is good. And Toki is just that really like, I have to do what I'm told to do. Like she's the perfect soldier, like she embodies the perfect soldier, which is what her character tries to achieve, and I think that's great. Like when a character achieves, like they give you that like the feeling of that what they are, without you having to have it on the screen all the time, then the character is well written. Both are awkward, like Himari blamed Ryo for Toki, but if you look at Ryo, isn't much better. Yeah, Ryo is not... She's socially inept, yeah. Ryo is very socially inept. But I think that's part of her charm, to be honest. Maybe anniversary student will be a special student, huh? I don't know. We haven't had an anniversary character that is not a striker. I hope we have... If we don't have a special character, I want it to be a support, like Summer Hoshino. I feel we need more characters like Summer Hoshino, because Dreskina brought too much power to the game, like just straight out DPS. So I would like to have a support. I think a support, we're lacking a support. Crap, this controller is freaking so bad. I'm trying to aim down and it turns around. Ah, crap. I thought there was grounder. I'm sorry. Absolutely like that goofy big robot. 100% we don't need more striker meta support. We don't have we don't have many striker meta supports. No, we have a lot of meta supports in the striker roles, but I feel like they are like very specific. Like for example, New Year Kayoko is meta, but she's meta within the context of special armor content, while Summer Hoshino is overall good because of the axle, because of the attack boost. She also gives you explosive efficiency, which makes her even better in explosive content, but she's also like good overall. And she's also decently tanky too. That's absolutely true. And I feel we need something more like that, a support that is more universal. More Summer Hoshino, less Kayoko. Kayoko is so frail. She's really good, but she's so frail, and like outside of special content is like okay, because she also gives you only like mystic damage efficiency. So and that applies to many supports. Like many striker supports are really good within their niche, but they are not like universally good. Like we don't have a Himari in the striker role. We have Camp Hare, which is like really good, but Camp Hare is so frail that sometimes it annoys me to use Camp Hare. And I like Hare as a character, but I don't know, restart looping because she dies is so annoying. And this problem is true for mostly for like most supports. It's not a problem that is unique to Hare. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, Hare is the only one that has this issue, but I'm just using her as an example for what I don't want to have more of. That's all. But I think Hare is a great character. I just don't want to have more frail supports. I want a support that is tanky, that is like more or less universal, like you know what I mean. Frail characters are so annoying to use. Yeah, true. I agree. By the way, Sherlock, do you think what do you think about the Decagrammaton stuff? This story has been hyped for like a year so far. To be honest, I have never paid attention to the Deca stuff. I've been doing the stages as I remember to do them, but I have paid little to no attention to it. And it's not because I think it's bad, it's just I don't have a thought about it because I have played it very little and I have paid very little attention to it. It's just time consuming and I don't have the time. Like between raids, TFS, JFD, like there is so much content for me to try to learn and then to put in simple words to share my experience, so maybe people can do better than me. And like I don't aim to be like the #1 player. I aim to provide a guide so people can avoid doing the same pitfalls that I fell on. And there is just so much stuff that Deca is something that I forget about because it's also like it's very scarce. Armor Core X Blue Archive crossover confirmed with Deca. That would be funny. That would be really funny. Like, can you imagine we get like a Toki alt, or like they sell the first skin in Blue Archive that is a Toki Armor Core skin. That would be so funny. Because in the end, from what I'm understanding, Himari is like very key to the Deca stuff. And Toki, Himari, Amy, like they are all like connected. Ah crap. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get more Toki into the Deca stuff. And by the way guys, if you want me to do Binah or Wakamo, let me know. I'm playing this because it's just fun and I have done raids like 1,000 times on stream. So, but just let me know, like if you want to see Blue Archive, I'm all for it. It's just, this is like something new to share because from what I've seen, most people that watches the stream have never seen this game before. And I think this game is a piece of history that anyone that loves video games should know. This game is amazing. Perfect. Also the music is goated. This game has goated music. I don't mind Donkey Kong. Perfect. Another thing that I've been wanting to ask you guys, and it's just to know the level of interest that there could be. But as you may know or not know, I have a degree in economy and finance, and there is a lot of stuff that you learn in university that when you see it on the books, it doesn't make too much sense. But then when you start to see it in your life, everything starts to click. And I've been wanting to do like a little bit of an experiment, like tell you about some stuff, ask you some questions without giving you all the info, and then seeing how you guys feel about the stuff after you get the rest of the info. And I think it's extremely interesting because nowadays, like video games, services, everything, use a lot of the principles that are part of what they call I don't know if it's the right English translation, but behavioral economics. And they basically know how we behave to sell us stuff, to lead us into doing actions in a certain way. But I think that people doesn't really know much about it, and that's why I feel like consumers nowadays are like in such a weak position, because people is like not aware of what's happening with the market, like with the developments of everything. It's really interesting, but I don't want to make this like an academic stuff. So like if there is no interest, I'm not gonna do it, but I feel like there is so much like interesting stuff in that realm that I don't know. It's a topic I would like to talk about, but I don't want to bore you with like economic stuff. I think it's because we have too many people in the market, so boycotts. Well, not really. The issue is not the amount of people we have, is how people behave. That's the real issue. And that's why it's so interesting. It's not that boycotts do not matter because we have too much people. Boycott should be more effective now than ever because we have so much people. But they don't work because how people behave. And that's what is so interesting. So, like, imagine. Okay, so I'm gonna say a phrase, okay? And I want you guys in the chat to say yes or no, okay? Do not try to reason it, do not try to explain it, just yes or no. When you hear the phrase, you are an irrational consumer, do you feel like you are an irrational consumer, yes or no? Because no, okay, no, okay. So you both say no, but according to the statistics we learn in university, 98% of consumers are actually rational. Now, what irrational means? Because I think you guys are saying no, because the word irrational, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What do we mean by irrational exactly? That's why I said, like, I'm going to start feeding you bits of information, and then we will see how you feel about the stuff. Okay. So when you hear irrational, you probably are thinking that you don't know how to use your money. But by irrational, we mean that people makes purchases emotionally, not necessarily economically. So if you have ever bought anything on an impulse, like, oh, I really like this, so I'm gonna get it, or like, oh, for example, FOMO is one of the strongest weapons there is today to abuse the irrational consumers. So if you think now, have you ever done an acquisition just because of an impulse, like, oh, I really like this, I want to get it, even if maybe you didn't have money to spare, like you felt like, okay, I'm gonna get it, I like it, I may regret it later, but I'm gonna get it now. Have you ever done it? Because if you have, then you are an irrational consumer. For sure, lol. You see? So when people say, like, 98% of consumers are irrational, people tend to think in like an extreme way, like, oh, irrational, like people associate to being dumb with your money, but it's not being dumb, it's just being emotional with your money. But the thing is, and this is really interesting, like, I really want to know, like, how you guys feel and what do you think about this, because it's extremely interesting. It is a one-time deal. Sure, I've been emotional, but my money is not always. Okay, so look at it this way. A one-time thing, but that doesn't, like, when you say, okay, it's a one-time thing, but maybe it's that one time they need from you. So when they say irrational consumer, they don't mean that you always buy on impulse. They see it from the perspective of, if I can get this person to be emotional about this thing I'm trying to sell them, I'm gonna get their money. Even if I have the urge to buy something I like, I always wait for the best moment. That's really good. Like, you may be in that 2% that do not buy on an impulse, but buying on an impulse is part of the irrational concept, but it's not the whole story. But we're going to get there later, but you see how it's really interesting, like, they need to get you once. They don't need to get you every time. So if I think about myself, I would say that before I started to see it in like empirically, so in real life, maybe I was an irrational consumer. But I don't know, because since I was very little, I was taught the value of money. I never had an allowance, for example. If I wanted anything, I had to work, chores, I had to help in the farm, I had to do something to earn it. 90% of gamblers quit before they win. Okay, I think you know, I know where you heard that. But yeah, like, trust me, gambling is the worst thing you can do. So I don't know, I think I have done impulse buys, but I frankly don't know, because I'm so conscious about spending money. I think I'm irrational, but on the opposite way. I'm irrational in the sense that I'm afraid to spend the money, which is another way to be irrational as a consumer. Sometimes you can be irrational but not getting what you need. You see? So it's extremely interesting. And I felt like my perspective about so much stuff changed when I started to evaluate this stuff from like an empiric point of view. So now let's move a little bit forward. Okay, so we established that most people like are unequivocally irrational. You don't need to spend your money always badly to be rational. They just need to get you once. So if you think of it, most publicity nowadays, what they use is emotions. They try to tell you a story, crap. They try to compel to you on a more personal level. So yeah, I was not paying attention to where I jumped. It happens. Same here. Even as a kid, I was afraid of spending my money in case I needed it later. Yeah, exactly. So that's why there is that 2% of people that is not irrational, because you have people that learn from such an early age the value of money that then they become maybe rational the other way around, that they don't spend it. But that kind of irrational does not help the quote unquote, no wait, that kind of irrational quote unquote doesn't help the market, but from a I'm gonna take your money perspective. Sorry, I needed a little bit of water. Okay, so getting back on track. They have also become real good at getting consumers these days. Average Asian kid. The more money they spend, the more time it passes, the better they get. Yeah, exactly, because like behavioral economics is a field of study that is not very well known like among the common people, but it's a field of study that it's becoming so strong because it's what they are using to get us. Like, how can I extract your money without giving you the feeling that I need your money? So that's why they study the consumer behavior. Like, one of the first things you learn in university when you do economy and finance is consumer behavior, like consumer preferences, like risk aversion, all of that stuff. And why, like, going back to the boycotts do not work anymore, why do they not work? It's not because of people, like the amount of people, it's because people do not align emotionally about one thing, or not enough people do. So, for example, let's take Blizzard for example. Everyone knows Blizzard had some pretty bad controversy. I think we are all aware of it, right? So, if everyone can agree that what was happening in Blizzard was bad, why people kept paying a World of Warcraft subscription? Why people kept buying games from Blizzard? Well, because not everyone cares. And why do not everyone care? Well, some people just do not get to know what's happening because they do not care about like media in general, so they do not get the information. Some people do not care because it doesn't affect them directly. Some people do not care because they don't see like an opportunity from caring. And that's why like they don't work, like, because as long as there is one person that do not care about the issue, that's enough for the issue to not really have the weight it needs to have. And it's not a matter of, that was my point, the more people you have, the more likely it is that people do not, that actually care will be the minority. Not really. So, in economics, there are, how can I say it? There are classifications of, not qualifications, like, they have these archetypes of characters that are troublesome for the economics. For example, you have parasites, which is people that abuse a system without contributing anything to it. You have the opportunists, that they will take any opportunity to gain an advantage or an extra profit from any situation. And yeah, like for example, in like, and then you have like the people that is just indifferent. But it doesn't matter how much people you have or you don't have, because one of the most common examples they give us in university is that there was this like a small village of lumberjacks, okay, and they had a forest, and they agreed that the forest was their main income source, so they were going to they were not going to cut more trees than they needed, let's say 100 a year. Well, but if everyone is cutting 100 a year, and there is enough trees for me to get 110, 120, no one is gonna notice. Maybe I can get 110. So someone notices and start getting 110. By the time that people actually talk about the issue and try to solve it, everyone is cutting 110 trees. And now you don't have a forest anymore. So it's not a matter of the amount of people you have, it's a matter of people being people. Like people is gonna try to get what's better for them. Like there is not enough of a collective conscience for collectives to actually work as a collective. That's why boycotts do not work, and people on the internet are not a collective, are just random people that want something, and when they see that they are not going to get it, they just go poof. That's the issue. Internet boycotts are held by nothing. There are no real ties to hold people accountable on a boycott on the internet. So you're not going to get people to actually do something towards the betterment of an issue, because people do not really care about any issues. They just care about what they can gain from that issue. Of course, there is always people that actually want to improve things and cares for real, but it's such a small number everywhere. Individuality backfires in this case. So you have to consider it, that in my opinion, the internet is populated by opportunists. Everyone in the internet is an opportunist. If it wasn't like that, we would not have all the scammers we have. We wouldn't have like so much shitty people selling you courses and telling you what to do for the betterment of your life. It's the internet. The internet is the house for opportunist people. Like, and it's really interesting because the internet gives you the ability to see all of this stuff, all of these paradigms and theories, like being a reality. Remember the NFT scam genocide? Yeah, like NFTs are a good example of people being opportunists. Like everyone was getting, well, not everyone, that's also another problem. Like media generalizes so much because not everyone was getting into NFTs. NFTs was a trap for opportunist people trying to get a quick buck by getting stupid images that didn't hold any value, but they were under the illusion that they would get valuable. So in that case, being so opportunist backfired for that people. Like they wanted to make money they didn't earn. One of the issues is that some people actually gain money from it. Yeah, and that people was just the people that was ahead of the curve. Like if you know what's gonna happen, yeah, you can make money because you are just you know what's gonna happen, so you're just profiting of the people that doesn't know. So those are even bigger opportunists. Like in the end, everything in the internet is like an opportunity war. Which is like crazy to think about, because like if everyone is chasing an opportunity and everyone is chasing the big gains, then like people is so like people is just so greedy to be honest. Compared to the 2000s internet, people were where people did stuff for fun. The beginning of the NFTs was wild. The stench of this scam can be smelled from miles away. Yeah, exactly. Like the thing is that people being naive is such a danger for them to be in the naive people is in danger when they are on the internet, because you have people that want to abuse their naivety. So it's like how to put it in words without being like too rough or too offensive, because like people gets offended for almost everything, so it's complicated to talk about like a topic like this without people thinking that I'm trying to offend their intelligence. But the truth is that being naive doesn't mean that you're stupid. Being naive means that you're just more vulnerable to not good people. Let's put it like that. This isn't completely on the big companies either. Half the big companies on the internet were made by nerds from the 2000s. Yeah, so I'm not the youngest lad. I'm not the oldest lad, but I'm not the youngest. And during the 2000s, I used to play some online games, some FPS, some MMOs. Like I've always liked video games. Like it's something that I always liked. And back then, people just, I don't know, I felt like people was more willing to help and more willing to joke and like more willing to actually be part of something than today. Like, for example, when I was playing Unreal Tournament 99 and Unreal Tournament 2004, which is dating me quite a bit, but I remember I was the youngest probably of the group, and people would joke between them, they would make jokes to me, but at the end there was never bad blood. Like, people were just joking and everyone knew it was just a joke, and we enjoyed the games. And if I wanted to learn how to do something and be better at the game, they would teach me, and they wouldn't call me a noob or tell me, oh, like, you suck, or anything like that. They would be genuinely nice people and teach me stuff. Poor artists divided into this for nothing and wasted money. Sad. Yeah, like, the artists that bought into the NFT stuff, they were part of the group of naive people. Do you know what was the biggest example of these MMORPGs? Yeah, exactly. Like, MMORPGs got as big as they were because people wanted that sense of community. So they are weaker than ever because of the guides and the internet. Social effect is nearly dead. Yeah, exactly. And also, like, nowadays people play MMOs to play them solo, which sounds stupid, but it's true. Like, people do not want to play with other people because they say, oh no, they suck, or like the raids and stuff. Like, people is a lot less friendly nowadays, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't play too many MMOs anymore, but when I do, most of the time I play solo because it's harder to find a party, and when I find it, it's not always a fun time. Like, people is not as nice as it used to be, and not because people has become more hostile, which in part it's true, but also because people just doesn't want, like, I don't know, it's like everything has become so much about efficiency and like min-maxing. Like, I feel like the fun of games have been slowly being chipped away because people want to be competitive, people want to be like the next big player, and people take so much pride in pointless achievements. Oh brother, you're very right. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know a lot of people feels the same way, and I don't think that feeling one way or the other is right or wrong. Like, in the end, it's all subjective. How I feel doesn't have to be the way everyone feels. But, and that's the other thing, like, nowadays people, like, people in the internet wants to tell you what to think, like, oh, you have to think this way, or you have to feel this way. If I don't like a certain game, people will say you're wrong. Well, it's a matter of taste. I cannot be wrong about my taste. It's my taste. Oh shit. Half of the time it's for money, fame, another is just people being lunatics. Stuff like this is so complicated. Yeah, and the thing is that, for example, people say we don't like microtransactions. That's a lie. People do like microtransactions because if they didn't, they wouldn't buy them. But now microtransactions are the more prevalent way of monetizing a game because people engage in them, and that's the biggest issue. People do not understand their power as consumers because when did it even start, I wonder? I don't think it really matters when did it start. I think it matters that when it's gonna end. Because here's the thing, okay? The consumer, as a concept, it's very strange for people, because people think as themselves as consumers, and we are all. But the consumer is an aggregate, is not an individual. You can be an individual consumer, but you are part of an aggregate. And the individual consumer is powerless. You cannot change anything on your own. But as an aggregate, we can do anything. Because if everyone stops buying microtransactions, they will remove microtransactions. If I stop buying microtransactions, which I never get microtransactions unless I feel like, okay, this dev deserves my money, but it's very rare. Microtransactions are not going to disappear because I stop buying them. So people, like, on the internet and in the real life, like, it's not only about the internet. Most of the stuff nowadays occurs on the internet because it's so easy, everyone is connected to the internet. But if people do not start to understand, like, we are not an individual as a consumer, we are an aggregate, and the aggregate is really strong. The individual, weak. The aggregate, strong. So if people really want to see change, they need to start to think as an aggregate, not as an individual. And that's also part of the issue of what we were talking before, like why boycotts do not work, because people do not think as an aggregate, they think as an individual. No. We are having a conversation. If you want to join the conversation, you can do, but do not use it as a shopping list. You can use the chat, like you can put the stuff in the chat, but do not press enter. Like if you send it, it's gonna clutter the chat. Also, you can just use a text file. But yeah, like it's so interesting to see how people like on the internet feel like they know everything, but they know nothing. Like that's another thing I hate nowadays, the internet experts. It's so full of experts, people telling you what's best for you, and they don't even know you. How can they know what's best for you? Like, I would never do investment advice. I would never tell people where to put their money, how to spend their money. That's so irresponsible. Like, everyone has a different context. Not everyone is living the same way. Telling people what to do with their money is just so irresponsible. Like, when I see these people saying, oh, put your money here, or do this, or do that, like, no. But that's the issue. People do not take responsibility. Not on an individual way, like, if someone is taking advice from a dude on the internet, they are very responsible for taking bad advice. But if someone is giving bad advice on the internet, they are also responsible for the bad advice they are giving. You see what I mean? Like, it's on both ends. How consumers' behaviors could change? Well, I think it's a matter of awareness. It's a matter of education. For example, now that I've told you guys what an irrational consumer is and how you have been an irrational consumer, do you think that the next time you're about to buy something on an impulse, you're gonna think, well, if I do this, they are gonna get me? you will probably do, because before I heard about this concept, and before I started to observe it, I really didn't understand it. But after I learned about it, and I started to observe around me and see, oh, so this is how actually people work, like people actually think like this, people behave like this. I started to see stuff differently. And I think if everyone knew, like, okay, they are appealing to my emotions, they are using FOMO to create the sense of urgency, like they want me to be rational, people would say, okay, maybe I do not really need this, or maybe I don't need to buy this now. But that's one thing, and there is people that even if they knew everything, they would still buy because emotions are very strong. And then, so that even if they knew everything, they would not change their behavior. But I think that if you create enough awareness to take, like, maybe you are not going to get that 98% down to like, maybe not even down to 60%. But if you can change 10-20% of the population from irrational to rational consumers, that would be really big, and that would change a lot. And the more people that start changing their behavior, because we are animals of imitation, people would start imitating the better behavior. So it's a slow process that needs to start from the more rational group, and then it can spread to the more irrational group. But for that you need to have people to be aware of it. So yeah, like I think it's a matter of awareness, it's a matter of mentality. Like when people stop thinking about stuff as an individual and start thinking about stuff as an aggregate. This has been pretty useful. Thank you, Sherlock. I'm happy. I'm glad that you guys are finding this interesting, because for me, this stuff is just so interesting. It catches my attention like a magnet, especially when you start observing it. Like it's amazing. But yeah, like there is so much stuff that it could be so much different. But I don't know. Some people is just not. It's not. What's the word? Wait. Not willing. Some people is not willing to change. Some people is not willing to understand. Some people just do not want to listen. And you know, it's their right. If they don't want, well, they can stay as they are. It's perfectly fine. But I think the amount of people that actually do, it's extremely underplayed. I think there is more people that want to improve, like in every aspect. There is more people that want to do good than there is more people that do not care. So yeah, like I think it's a matter of time. A matter of time, awareness, like the more people knows, the better. And probably me talking about this on the stream is like not going to change anything. But you know, there is a few people here. If these few people start changing their behavior, and that is transmitted to the people around them, and you know, it could make something. I don't think it's gonna happen. Anything's gonna happen. Probably not. Nothing's gonna happen. But who knows? We humans are so funny. We overestimate and underestimate everything. people just use data the way that is more convenient to them. There is also too much data on the internet. That's true. The internet is plagued with bad data, with very bad data. You see everything at the same time. Yep, that's very true. Oh no, I'm gonna die. That's the other issue with the internet. Like, the internet is both a blessing and a curse. Because there is so much stuff that shouldn't be out there, that is so wrong and so harmful for the naive, but is out there. And there is so much stuff that is so good, and so little people actually get to that good stuff. The brain rot is too strong on the internet and is winning. Oh crap. No, I tried to get the parrot. I'm gonna die. I shouldn't have gone for the parrot. It was too late. But I really wanted to do that bonus stage. I think I'm gonna suicide. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. This is the last world. Like, after we clear these stages, we get to the final boss, and these stages are really hard. Especially when I'm paying half of my attention to the chat. Like, it's really hard to time everything and just keep track of everything at the same time. But that's part of the course. By the way, do you like 1 and 3 as much as 2? 1 is pretty good. I don't like Donkey Kong Country 3. I think 2 is the best, 1 is the second best, and 3 is good. It's a good game, but it's just not as good as 2 or 1. I don't know what it is about 3 that I don't really like. I think it's the graphical style. It's really weird. It feels like a departure from this one. Also the gameplay, it felt like, I don't know, just the music and everything, it was not as good. 2 is like peak Donkey Kong for me. It's like Super Mario World is peak Super Mario for me, which is debatable. A lot of people likes Mario 3 better, but for me World is just, it's just so good. Now, how many of you actually know Super Mario World? I don't know. But that could be our next retro game to play. I also saw Hollow Knight on Steam was discounted. I don't know if I can afford to get it, but we will see. Maybe I can. If I can, it would be another good game for the stream. You played a few Mario back then. Ooh, that's nice. Which Mario was your favorite? A lot of people says RPG. You'd be down for a Mario stream? That's nice. I think I never finished Mario World, because I never owned the game. I could play it, like my cousin had the game, and when he loaned me the game I could play it, but I never owned the game, so I think I never finished it. It's a pretty long game, it's a lot longer than this one. But man, oh man, like, this game is just, it has a special place in my heart. It's so good. I played all Sonic games. Have you tried them? I played Super Nintendo Sonic games. Never played the GameCube Sonic game or any modern Sonic games. I don't know, I have never been a fan of Sonic, to be honest. It was one of those characters that even for me as a kid, I was like, this guy is cringe. He's too edgy. He's trying too hard to be cool. That's how I felt about Sonic, and I still feel like that. Sonic was like just not my favorite. True, the games are not as good too. I don't know, I never had that much fun with Sonic. Some people love Sonic games, I don't. It's not for me. Compared to Mario or this game, it's not even close. I mean, this game is just a masterpiece of platforming. Like, I feel like no game comes close to how good this game was and still is. This game is just a classic. I don't think this game gets enough credit because most people played Mario, but this game is just... For me, this game is a lot better than Mario World, which is not a bad game. Mario World is a good game, but this game for me is just like the best platformer of its time, and probably is still one of the best, like, at all. Like, I don't think there are many platformers that are as good as this one, which is debatable, I know, but it's a matter of taste. And to me, this game just feels like a complete package. Damn, this stage is so hard. That part with the two guys with the sauce is so complicated. I'm gonna take the parrot to go faster, but I'm not going to do the bonus stage because I have already done it. I'm gonna speedrun this attempt. Maybe I just need to do faster, to do better. I don't debate against it, this game feels great. Yeah, like, if you haven't tried it and you have a Nintendo Switch, I really... I wanted to keep that. I really encourage you to do so. Try the game, because this game is not gonna disappoint you. If you like platforming, and you are not too much focused on the graphics, because it's an old game, like, this game is just amazing. Like, going back to Blue Archive, which it doesn't have anything to do with this game, but one thing I like about Blue Archive is that what it does, I feel it does it better than anyone else. And I feel like this game is like that. What it does is just the best at it. I will try it, I don't have many games to play. Yeah, like, if you have time to spare, give it a try. What do you think Blue Archive does? Like, for example, Blue Archive combat is basically auto combat. You just play your skills. And there are many games that you just play the character's skills while everything else happens. I feel like Blue Archive does that the best. Nice, nice. I finally got through that. Also, like, the storytelling of Blue Archive is probably among the best in gacha games. Like, gacha games have very sloppy stories. I'm tired of the character with amnesia, or like the character that is like super cool and everyone admires it. Like, Sensei is just such a normal person. Sensei is not special, and that's great about Sensei as a character. Because in every gacha game they give you this character that is like so special, and like, oh, you, like, everyone admires you and all of that shit. And when the main character is playable, like, for example, I don't know, Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, the main character is shit because they want you to pull from the gacha. it's very rare to have a strong main character in games. Even though they give you this like godlike status on the story, our character gameplay wise is shit. While Blue Archive solves this issue by saying you are just a normal dude with that has to teach these really gun heavy girls and try to give them valuable lessons in life. You are not special, you are just a very good person. That's what makes us special. You are a very good person. No. Oh, I thought I was dead. Sensei is a manlet. Well, true. Arknights, BA and FGO is kind of similar in that case. Arknight's main character is a genius for combat but fodder for fights. Any physical work makes him dizzy. True. Like in the end, I feel like that's what makes Sensei special. Like he doesn't need to be special, which may sound weird, but that's what's great about the character. It doesn't need to be special. I feel like nowadays games try to make characters so special that they don't feel special anymore. PA story and characters are just fantastic, and I think it has the best MC of all gacha. I agree. Because as I was saying, like they are so focused on making the main character special that it's not special anymore. Blue Archive said like an Indian. Yeah, like Blue Archive is like, you're not special, but hey, you're you. You don't need to be special. Oh, I may be dead here. I'm not. I'm dead. Oh crap. I'm choking, guys. I'm choking again. Why do I always choke? But yeah, like I just really like that of Blue Archive. It doesn't go to the conventional main character tropes, like you are not powerful, you're not important, you are just you. I actually hate the self-insert that gachas do. Sensei is close, but he's also a character. I mean, in theory, Sensei is a self-insert. You are Sensei. But because Sensei is so grounded in reality, it doesn't feel weird. Because he's a really grounded character. He's just a nice guy. And they are banking on people seeing themselves as nice guys. And that's why it's relatable. Like, most gacha games give you these characters that you cannot relate to them in any way. They are so self-righteous and like grandiose. But Sensei is just like, nope, I'm not righteous, I'm not grandiose, I'm just trying to be a good example for the people that looks up to me. That's all that Sensei is. It's like, I'm just trying to do my best. They have as self-insert an actual character for Arknights, and I think it holds back the character. You cannot relate to Arknight's MC, it can't work. Sensei is not normal, he has a golden heart. Yeah, you can say that, but I don't know, like this it's going to sound weird. Okay, but sometimes while reading the story of Blue Archive, Sensei had said phrases that I have said in the past in real life, and it's like, shit, like I would have said the same because in a similar context I have said that. And it's like, because it feels like it's not trying to say I'm the best and these are the morals you need to follow. Crap. That was a rough dead. But it's just tangible advice. Good you have Gooblet, Yuri's fit. No, I'm not into fit. So no. Sensei Inception. But yeah, like, I don't know, like Sensei is not trying to be like a paragon of justice or like morality. But for example, like, and this is a really good example, because in the past I was talking to someone and we were talking about a certain thing that I don't want to go into details because it's a little bit personal to this conversation I had. But the thing is that I said, look, you can do what you want, but the moment you start justifying or finding excuses to do something that is not right, you will start small and then it will become larger and larger and larger, and you will start doing stuff that you would otherwise think is bad, but you will find a justification for yourself to do. So, my opinion, you should not give in. Like, if you wanna do it, do it. But when you start justifying everything you do, you will remember this conversation. And there was a moment where Sensei, when they were talking about the money they stole, and Hoshino says, like, yeah, like, if we justify taking this money because it was from a bad guy, like, that's how you start. So it felt tangible because it's something that I had talked about in the past. In real life, it's like, yeah, I think the same. Like, you cannot justify doing bad stuff because it's to bad people, because you're not better than. If you're doing bad stuff to bad people, you're not better than the bad people. That's why I like the Blue Archive story, because it's fantasy, but it's grounded fantasy. Crap. I didn't hold the chain. You're talking about Hoshino, reminded me something about her. Yeah. Like, when Hoshino said that, and you could see clearly that Sensei had the intention to say that, but Hoshino put it better. And that's the other thing, like, Sensei doesn't need to be the one that always says the things in the right way. Like, Hoshino put it better, so Hoshino said that. She's a weird character. I mean, yeah, but she's a good character. It's not my favorite character, but I think it's a well-written character. So yeah, like, that's why I think Blue Archive is such a good story, because it's grounded. It's not trying to be something grandiose or, like, I don't know. It has, like, stuff like the Shiroko Terror arc and all that stuff, but the root of the story, like what makes the story great, is grounded. I think I will keep my comments for myself until Abydos comes out. It's not completely miserable, but isn't fun always either. Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? Blue Archive story. No, yeah. You don't like the Blue Archive story? That's what you mean? Like, I think I lost you there. Or specifically the Abydos story you don't like? Because I don't like too much the Abydos story, to be honest. But I can appreciate the beats of it that I think they are, like, really good. or like relatable. Oh crap. I was not paying attention to the screen. I mean, it's always a matter of taste in the end. If we're talking about the story, yeah, like... no, rather the whole story itself most of the time isn't sad and miserable, but when it does... Oh, yeah. Like, Blue Archive, to me, like, this is again an opinion, like, people, you can disagree, but to me, Blue Archive story strikes the right balance between comedy, seriousness, like, it's just very well balanced. It doesn't feel like it's always giving you depression, it's not always trying to make you laugh. It's just... I feel like it's really well balanced. It has a good balance of everything. It has comedic relief, it has like serious moments, like... Absolutely, I think it does balance the best. Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, during the Mika arc, that story... Like, when Mika has her face covered in blood, like, that is so visually striking. And it was like, crap, like, that hit really hard. But at the same time, you have some dumb stuff happening on the side. That is like, oof, like, it gives you that little bit of relief of the seriousness of the issue. Oh crap, I forgot about this guy. So yeah, I think it's a very well balanced story. I think the end of Volume 3, where Haruka blows up the market after all that misery. Yeah, exactly, like... Oh I forgot about that. Okay, that's how I go down. I need them to come back up. Yeah, crap. Too soon. But yeah, like, it's... I think it strikes a good... Yeah, they baited me. Indeed. It strikes a good balance, the Blue Archive story. It never felt forced. I like Volume 3 the most, because it introduced you to the goofy school life, then dive you into a serious political comparisons. The contrast is very well done in my view. I agree. As I said, like, the Volume 3 story is good. I'm just not a fan of Abydos in general. That's all of it. Like, I think it's a very well written story. I think it's really good, but it's just not my... It's not the characters I wanna see. And it's not that I hate them, but it's... I don't know. It's not my favorite group. My favorite group... I wouldn't even know what it is, but I know it's not Abydos. Ah, crap, that part is really hard. Like, my favorite character is Hibiki. Like, Hibiki is my favorite character, no doubt. But my favorite group, I don't know. Yeah, Volume 3 cast, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I think it's Arion Tea Party that carries that arc. Well, I mean Chapter 3. Oh, yeah, but... Now that I think of it, like, I don't know what my favorite group is. I think we had this conversation in the past, and even then I couldn't tell what was my favorite group. What my favorite group is... because the engineer group, like Hibiki's group, it's nice, but I don't know, like, while I like Utaha and Kotori and like Hibiki being my favorite character, like, overall, Utaha is... she's fun, she's fine, but it's not like an amazing character, she's just fine. Kotori is funny, but I don't know, I don't like Kotori too much. My favorite group is Tea Party for sure. Tea Party is a good group, but I don't know if it's my favorite. But I can see why it's your favorite. Like, it's a good group. I feel it has really good elements, like all three characters as a group work really well together. But for me, like, What would be my favorite group? Crap. I don't know. Pal, what's your favorite group? Who is your favorite character and what's your favorite group? I think the weakest of the group is Nagisa, but even then she's a good character. Nagisa, it's a good character. I like her a lot. Seiya isn't even released yet. I mean, if we are talking about power, Seiya should be the weakest, because she's only clairvoyant, but I don't think she's like strong in combat. And like Mika is the only one that is truly strong in combat of that group. Not power, overall character. If we are talking about just character, like character development, like personality and all that, like characteristics instead of like combat, I don't know. Nagisa, it's just too flat of a character. They don't give her too much of a... She doesn't have too much of a spotlight. It's hard to judge Nagisa. Gehena Disciplinary Committee. Who's your favorite from the committee? Yeah, Mika and Seiya get much focus compared to Nagisa. Yeah, true. Well, crap. I keep dying there, and the half point is right there. But yeah, like, because they play very important roles in that story. Apparently, her talks aren't good either. Have you read them? You mean Nagisa's? I read some of her Momo talk, but not too much. And yeah, like she's... I feel like she's lacking some character development, to be honest. Nagisa could use some more character development. I feel like there is potential there, but I think it's just not realized. Also, like her voice actor, I really like her voice. So yeah, but I feel like they have not used Nagisa as much as they could. She's also really funny, like, because she's so princess-like that when she messes up, she tries so hard to still look perfect. It's just a funny character, but Hina, because of her... Hina, of course, she has a lot of weight in the story. Her voice actor is great. Mika's is too. Yeah, both are great. Hina? Okay. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I like Hina as a character, but she's not among my favorites. She's fine, but that's it. To me, Hina is just fine. I can see why you like her and why a lot of people do. Like, she has a good reason to be popular, don't get me wrong. But it's just not my cup of tea. Like, if I had to pick my favorite character lore-wise, probably Mika. But if I'm leaving like their weight in the game outside, like overall my favorite character is Hibiki. It's just the aesthetics of the character I like a lot. Also like her really like calm demeanor and like, I don't know. I just like her vibe a lot. It's very chill, like, I like that vibe of Hibiki, like super chill, nice. My favorite is Mika, but Sei is right up there with her. Mika is so funny. Like, she's up there too for me, but I don't know where. But she's really funny. I really like her expressions and her dialogue. She's a really funny character. I think that's why I don't like Hina too much. It feels like she has so much on her shoulders that it feels heavy as a character. Which is not bad, it's what they try to convey, but I don't like that weight on her shoulders that is so palpable. Yeah, Mika is amazing. She can carry a scene by herself. I agree. Everything with Hina, it's on a timer. Well, I don't know, like, but that's how I feel about Hina as a character. It's just too heavy of a character for me. Another character I like a lot, for example, is Toki, because she gives that she's funny without trying to be funny. Because she's really dumb and her reactions are so like she's so unaware that I really like Toki. She takes the seriousness out of a really bad moment. Like she provides that comedic relief, sure, but not much fun time with Hina. That's the thing. That's why that's the thing. Like there is not much fun with Hina. She's a great character, but it's too heavy. I feel like she lacks that little bit of fun. Even though the anniversary event, like, that was very redeeming for Hina as a character. It's very cute. I really liked it a lot. But I don't know, it was not enough for me to have it up there, you know? It's like, for example, a character that is really unpopular is Makoto. Like, from what I've seen, people do not like Makoto too much. Like, people says, okay, Makoto is hot, but people do not like Makoto because of her personality. But I think Makoto is a really funny character. Mika and Seiya scenes are also really fun because half of the time Seiya is philosophy is insulting Mika. Well, that's part of the issue. I mean, Makoto is just a worse version of Haru. Yeah, you could say that. It's Haru, it's dorky. Crap. Haru is that kind of dork that is really cute. Makoto is not cute. She's a dork, but she's not cute. So yeah. Crap. I need to pay more attention to the game. But yeah. Like, crap. I'm playing like shit. Okay, I need to stop throwing. I need to one-shot the stage now. Last life. We're on our last legs before game over. So I need to put some effort. Yeah, I need to stop throwing for content. You're absolutely right. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stop throwing for content. Maybe. This part I hate. I hate this part so much. Ah, crap. That is so hard just to know where the fucking cannonball is coming from. Game over. I think I have spent too much time in this screen. But yeah. Give me a second, I need some water. Okay, we are ready to continue. But yeah, like, for example, Davido's characters, I'm not a fan of them. I think what I like about Toki is, while she's socially awkward, she's confident. True. Unlike Yusu, for example. Yeah, I don't like Yusu too much. I know she's a fan favorite, but I don't like Yusu too much. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm extremely awkward. Like, I'm not good socially either. And I'm extremely shy. But I don't like characters that go, like, to that extreme. It feels like they are pushing it too much. Even for me, being as awkward as I am in real life, guys, it feels like too much. Like, even my friends say, you're a weird dude, but you're a good dude. And yeah, like it's just too much. Since when Yuzu has been a fan favorite? She's pretty popular, you know. Like from what I've seen, she's a pretty popular character. Like the video game development club as a whole is fairly popular. And yeah, Yuzu is fairly popular too. It's one of those characters that is weirdly popular among certain circles, but maybe not the most popular overall. But I've seen a lot of people that likes Yuzu a lot, but it's not for me, to be honest. Like, I just don't like it too much. Like, what character that is like? Yeah, Toki is an awkward character, but she's great. Like, she's funny. It doesn't feel unreasonable. I feel like Yuzu feels unreasonable. Oof, I made it. Yes, okay. Second bunch. This part is so freaking hard. It's nice, I'm finally through. I much prefer the awkward type of Ryo and Toki compared to Yuzu. Yeah, I agree. It's more believable. It's more believable. Oh crap. Oh, that freaking barrel took like half of my lives away. That was really bad. And I didn't get the other letters. Oh god. This is gonna be rough. We have like how many lives? 2, 3 left? And next stage. If it's the acid one, oh no. Wait, is the acid one or the... Yeah, toxic tower, okay. This is probably one of the hardest stage for me. It requires very precise jumping. Okay. I don't have coins. This is bad. Let me think. Can I get any coins quickly to save? Because we're on the last life because of that barrel. I think there is a coin here. I want to get 2 coins to save. Okay, there is a coin here and we can get some lives too. Perfect. Okay, we go back. We get the coins, we get the life. Now we have 2 lives. Wait, I was at 0 a second ago. Well, I'm not gonna complain. 2 lives is very good. But we need the money. Money. Yay. Perfect. Now we go save. Another character I like a lot, and I feel it doesn't get too much content, is Himari. Himari is such a fun character. I think we need more Himari. And I know some people is tired of Himari because she's meta, but meta aside, I just really like Himari. She's such a fun character. She's quirky and like her personality is like so unique. Like, I wish we had more Himari. Ah, crap. Oh crap, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Deka stories focus on Himari if you want to read them. Yeah, I like the confident side of her. Yeah, like... I need to get through Deka. I know, it's just... I don't have the time to read all the story of Deka. It's just... There is so much to read already, so there is so much gameplay to do. But I really should. But I don't know, like... We need a Himari alt. I need a Himari alt. Oh, I'm dead. That jump is so hard. I don't blame you, haven't read them either, lol. Yeah, exactly, like... It's just so much content. I cannot go through all of it. That jump is really hard because I need to jump as I hit that B, so I can get a boost. Give me Noah alt, and you get Himari alt. Noah alt is very likely to happen soon. Not gonna lie. With the Pajama Party, we're going to probably get a Noah alt. Oh, finally. Timing that jump is so freaking hard. And this part is also like really complicated. I think I timed it wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong. I can still salvage this maybe. No, I cannot. Oh crap. I'm honestly disappointed by the Kazusa ult. Me too. Me too. They took away the floppy ear. I like her floppy ear. Having both ears up like antennas. It just doesn't feel right. I want her floppy ear back. Also, like, yeah, I agree. The design overall, I don't like it. It looks weird, but I don't know. That may be me. But from what I've seen, people in general is not completely happy with that alt. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Kazusa alt. Like, she's like really stylish, so that alt felt a little bit underwhelming. Freak, I may die here. Think I'm going to die. Nobody likes her alt. Yeah, I think that's the commonly accepted opinion. Her alt betrayed her. Yeah, I thought everyone loved Band Kazusa. No, from what I've seen, no one really likes Band Kazusa. Even the JP community that usually goes crazy with alts, I didn't see too much craze about Band Kazusa. From what I've seen, like in general, like the JP community was happy with the Memorial Lobby a lot because it's like a date with Kazusa, but like the design itself was very criticized in both communities, both global and JP. Band Kazusa was not really well received. It just didn't fit the character to me. Like the band theme is great, but the design it just feels off. It's lacking something. I don't know what it is, but it's lacking something. I've never seen anyone criticize Band Kazusa, really. When it came out, I saw a lot of criticism. Like, people now has let go of it because it's old news. But at the beginning, like, I saw a lot of people like complaining they didn't like the design. I also don't know if you realize, but Kazusa shorts are more straightforward than the game. I like the Kazusa shorts. I think they are very cute, so I cannot complain, but yeah, the Band alt was not the best. Yeah, but we're going to get every Monday we're going to get the problem solver shorts now. Even though I'm afraid they are not going to be as good, because it's going to be a little bit too cluttered, too many characters, unless they take turns. But if they try to put all the problem solver at the same time on the screen, it's going to be too much clutter. Kazusa was a single person. Yeah. Crap, that jump is so hard. I just hope they strike a good balance with the problem solver. Imagine if we get a Kikyo one. That would be funny because like all the time like people in the community makes fan art of Kikyo being like the rival of Kazusa towards sensei attention, so it would be funny like Kikyo is coming for her turn now. It's her turn to have sensei. This platforming seems like hell. Yeah, this is so hard. This is the hardest stage for me, because I'm really bad with precise jumping and being half paying attention to the game and half to the chat. I'm missing some jumps that I would never fail. I'm missing them. I really like Kikyo, so I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I also like Kikyo a lot. She's a good character. And she's like she has a very different character to Kazusa, so it would be fun It would add variety. It wouldn't feel the same. Kiki is also bigger deal than Kazusa because she has 2 tails. Why is she a bigger deal? Or because of her role in Hakyako? What do you mean? Like politically, yeah, she's a bigger deal. Character-wise, I don't know. Oh crap! One mistimed jump and it's all gone to crap. This stage is just so freaking hard. I like Kazusa is pretty normal. Kikyo is more like a general. Oh yeah. Like her role, yeah. Her role in Hakyako is like a bigger deal. One character that could be funny to get shorts of is Nia. Nia is just so devious, and I don't know. I feel like her interactions with Sensei would be really funny. Yeah, we need Nia. Exactly, we need Nia. But I don't know, maybe she's not that popular. I have not seen too much of Nia. Nia is a troublemaker, but she's a really smart one. I don't know if she's a troublemaker. She feels more like a problem solver. I love Nia. Yeah, me too. Nia is fantastic. She's one of my favorite Hakyako characters. Indeed. Look. We have Nia. As soon as I got the ability to get emotes for the channel, I had to put Nia. Her expressions are just gold. Like, she's such a great character. I really like her. So if you want to have those icons, you can become a member. Sorry, I need to sell out. Sell out time. And we have a really cute animation for new members too. But yeah, like we need more Nia content. I was hoping that after summer we would get like Nia and like Nagusa, but it feels like we're stuck with Abydos, which I don't know, I'm not a fan. I want to move forward with Hakyako. Oh, finally I made that jump. She got Kisaki treatment of no content or whatsoever. True. I need more Mika content. We are getting more Mika content. I have a really strong feeling that we are getting swimsuit Mika. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna happen. She's so popular. JP every year screams Mika. Like, they want Mika so badly. Oh, I think I'm dead. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna sacrifice that. Yeah, no, I'm dead. Ah, crap. They have to release a Mika ult at this point. I mean, look, Mika is probably the most requested character. Every summer stream, the chat is filled with Mika. Mika. JP community goes crazy for Mika every year. So it would be crazy to not have Mika at this point. I like Mika with Tea Party more than Mika with Arius. But they are not going to release more Tea Party. Like, Mika makes sense, but we got teased Arius, so it's gotta be Arius. And Mika is connected to Arius in a way, so it would make logical sense. And who knows, maybe they add Mika and Arius now, and next year we get Nagisa and Seiya, with Seiya being released like normal version at the 4th anniversary and swimsuit version on the 4.5. Like Toki, for example, like she got an alt really close to her normal release, like 3 months later, so it's not out of the realm of possibility to get an alt for a character 6 months after her release. Ah, crap. There is no amount of... I don't know, I think it'd be weird for Mika to be released alongside Arius. I don't know, I agree, but I feel like it's gonna happen at some point. Mika is just so freaking popular. Ah, crap. My jumps are really bad. Oh, freak. Oh, I forgot something. There is a shortcut I can take here. I can skip one of the hard jumps. I also don't know if Saori or Atsuko is worth of a fez. Saori probably is worth of a fez, but then again Hanako was one. Yeah, like, remember that summer events are a spin-off event. They do not need to be connected to the canon story or like the main events. So do not think too hard about it. Like, ah, crap. That's a bad start. I always go into summer events with the mentality of I'm just gonna enjoy it. Let's see what happens. Thanks God I remember those jumps. Yeah, exactly, it's summer after all. It's meant to be just a fun event. It's not meant to be serious or like... And that's why I feel like Mika could happen, because she's so popular, it would be like the perfect fan service for the devs to do. Because Rio is not happening. People want Rio, but she's not happening. And people want Rio because she's hot, not because she's like a favorite, she's just hot. Events are usually fun, except for Deca and stuff. Not always. There are events that are like... I mean, they are always fun, but they can be connected to game events. Like, what's happening in the game. For example... Let me think. Some character releases are like connected to events, and those characters are playing a role in the main story plot. So yeah, like it depends. I feel like Kisaki is more likely to be playable sooner than Rio. Yeah. Rio is very unlikely to be playable. I mean, if Rio becomes playable it would be amazing, but it's so unlikely. It's just not believable that it's gonna happen soon. She's probably gonna get... wait, she's probably gonna get it again, but how? Wait. My only issue is Summer won't help Mika's situation with barely tea party... with barely being a tea party leader. Oh, okay, I didn't read the first comment. That's... I don't know. Oh crap. Guys, I just realized the time. I'm a little bit... I'm a little bit behind on my schedule, so I should be ending the stream now. So, before I end the stream, is there anything you wanna ask about Blue Archive or games or like other interesting stuff that may have piqued your curiosity before I leave? I don't think Mick is gonna get back to being a leader of the tea party. I don't know, it's hard to know. But what we need is more of this. That I know. I want more Himari and more Nia. She hasn't lost Yeah, she has not lost her position officially. What's your next most wanted story chapter? Hakyako. I want more Hakyako. I want to see where that story leads. I want to know more about Kokuriko, more about Ayame's death. I want to know more about everything. And I want Nagus as a character and Niya as a character. I have to read it, but you hype me up for it. I mean, I just like it a lot. It's the theme, like the aesthetics and like the narration, everything. I really like it a lot. Yeah, Niya shows up a lot during the Hakyako story. But with that said, I need to go cook and do other stuff, so thanks everyone for joining. I hope you learned something about consumer behavior and you found it interesting. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and see you on the 21st. Next week I will not be streaming, but I will be streaming on the 21st. Bye bye.